Okay, here's a paper 2 question that involves trigonometry. And so when you read the question, you see that Amir needs to construct an isosceles triangle whose area is 100 square centimeters. The equal sides AB and BC are 20 centimeters long. First thing you need to do is draw that. Draw what they are describing. So the first thing I'm going to do is create this isosceles triangle. A to B, that's 20, and B to C, that's 20. So there's the shape of our triangle. There's one other piece of information they've given you that I don't see here, and that is the area is 100 square centimeters. So I want to add that area. Now, part A, angle ABC is acute. So they're talking about this angle right here, ABC. And they want you to show that the angle is 30 degrees. Now this phrase, show that, what it means is do some algebra to get the answer we gave you. They gave you this answer, 30 degrees. So we need to do some algebra to get this answer. Okay, so let's get rid of that and do some algebra. Now, what algebra do you want to do? You've got a triangle. You know the area. Your formula booklet has something about area in it with trigonometry. So the first thing I want to do is look at my formula booklet, and sure enough, area of a triangle equals 1/2 AB sine C. And there's a little diagram that shows a triangle. And why am I showing you this? To show you that A and B, okay, angle C, well, angle C is the angle in between side A and side B. So we have two sides and the angle in between, which is exactly like what we have in our problem here. So this formula works for our problem, even though we're not calling angle C is angle B. It matches a side, an angle, and the side. So we're good to go using this formula to help us show that this angle is 30 degrees. Alright, so get rid of that, and away we go. The area, 100, is equal to 1/2 side A, which is 20, side B, which is 20, and the sine of angle C, which we're actually calling angle B in our problem, and that's what we're trying to find. So 100 equals 1/2 times 20, that's 10, 10 times 20, that's 200, sine of B, and then we want sine B all by itself, so real quick, we're just going to divide by 200, divide by 200, dividing cancels out the multiplying. 100 over 200 is 1/2, or 0.5 equals the sine of B. We need B. Now, the decimal is not the angle, so you don't type into your calculator sine of 0.5 and get an answer. No, what we need is the inverse of 0.5 to tell us what B is, and we do that on our calculator. We find out it's 30 degrees, and there we have shown that the angle is 30 degrees. That's part A, and we're done. We've answered part A, now we're on to part B, and they want you to find the length AC, so basically that length right here. And when I read a question that wants to know a length, and I have two of the sides, I also now know that angle's 30 degrees, then that just screams out the cosine rule. And so that's the thing I want to look at, and that is the cosine rule. A squared equals B squared plus C squared minus 2BC, cosine A. And again, it's the lengths don't have to match up with A, B, C, cosine A. What I know is I'm looking for this length down here, what I can call A if I want, and that just makes this angle A up at the top. and that then becomes BC. So all we're ready to do now is substitute in a squared equals 20 squared plus 20 squared minus 2 times 20 times 20 times the cosine of 30 degrees, because remember, we now found out it's 30 degrees. From there, we just have to calculate correctly. Okay? So here we go. We've substituted in the numbers, and really just make sure that you do the algebra out correctly. Alright? That you don't make any mistakes. So a squared equals 20 squared is 400 plus 400 minus 20 times 20, that's 400 times 2, there's 800 cosine 30 degrees, and that's 800 minus 800 cosine 30 degrees. It's not 800 minus 800, it's 800 minus cosine of that, so 800 minus and 692.82 is what your calculator will tell you. Subtract those two and you get the answer of 107.18, and then you want to take the square root of that because it was a squared, so a equals the square root of 107.18, and that means it is 10.35 on your calculator, but we'll make it 10.4 centimeters because of 3 significant figures. That's something we can talk about later, but there's the quick working out of this question B.